Welcome back to Panzer Scenario 37, Delaying Action at Arnage. This is a solo playthrough of Scenario 37 using the solo rules within Panzer, within the Panzer IV module. The scenario features the Germans attacking the French in 1940, and in this scenario it's a delaying action where the French armor is trying to delay a German Panzer company and a German Panzer Grenadier company from making its way across the board. We're up to turn 10, and in turn 10 here we're going to see how we do. We've moved about halfway across the board so far, which is good. Still got a bit of a ways to go to get over there. Namely, we've got to get through the town, this town right here that is called Grenarville, right here. And in that town there are actually two French tanks, an H-35 and an S-35, that are holding up our advance. Also, that's an issue for us as the Germans is the French forces over here to the center of the board are starting to relocate back to kind of hit us on the flank, or try to hit us on the flank. So we've got to deal with both of those issues while trying to get down. My axis of attack here is down the road, down this way, and then off the board over here to the left, over here. So I am trying to get off the board over here to get points here as well. And that's the tricky part. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to do that because we've got some more hidden units over here to deal with. You can see over here, hopefully they're fake, but we won't know until we get close enough to spot them. And of course they'll get a shot at us as well, to potentially knock us out. So where we are first now is we've got to deal with what's in front of us. Namely, from last turn, this H-35 down here got a lucky shot and knocked out a Panzer IV over here, and he did a good job doing that. He needed a low number roll. He got it because he was firing through smoke and moving target and so forth. So he got a very lucky shot on the turret, penetrated, and knocked him out. We're going to have to deal with him, as well as our two French tanks here in the town, as well as these guys moving up over here. So I've arranged the commands already. I've double-checked spotting for those commands as well, and you can see how we're arrayed. We're going to have some units here firing, trying to pin down these tanks a little bit. They are in smoke, so it's going to make it a little bit tougher, but it's going to make it tougher for them to fire at us. I've also got some tanks shooting over here, again out of smoke, so it's going to be a little bit tougher hitting, but hopefully they'll be able to take care of that H-35. And then we've got our mortars, our German mounted mortars over here, helping provide that smoke cover for us in front of us here as well. But everybody else besides that is actually moving. Now the way I'm playing this is a little bit different from the solo rules. I don't know what the French commands are going to be right off the bat. Only when action is involved with them will we figure out what the command is from there. It gives me a little bit more guesswork at what I'm going to do for this as it goes along. So with that said, let's move along and see how this plays out for turn 10. So we start off a little bit of spotting that I noted here, 11 and 6 that was up in here, right in this hex right here, right over in here. Actually, I'll use my pointer. Right over in here was discovered as fake, and right over here was discovered as fake here as well. So they were all taken care of. Then we actually saw that number 8 down here actually turned out to be another H-35, so that's going to be a little bit of a challenge getting getting by them, although they're a little bit farther away. They look to be, 700 meters or so away from the town, so that'll give us some little bit of advantage on there as well. Moving along here, rolling for initiative for the Germans. They roll a 68, so 68 plus 20 makes 88. So Germans move first, fire first, and move second. With that, there's no air attacks. Now, in this turn, I do get the air power available. Now, what that's going to be is going to be this HS-123 right here. Now, that plane itself is kind of a light dive bomber, an early dive bomber. If we take a look at this on the cards, you'll see that the HS-123, here it is right here. It's a biplane, a dive bomber. It does have capabilities of strafing and bombing, although it's all very light bombs that they have in there, probably just for 50-pounders or something to that degree. So we're not going to use that though at this turn. I think I'm going to hold him off for over here. If we do get down the road, or if we get bottled up, I'll use him. Right now I don't think we're really bottled up enough to use him, but maybe over here if we turn up some more AT guns or other things that might be useful, but we'll see. So anyways, no air attacks, no indirect fire, because I don't have, of course my forward observer was killed in a prior turn. I do have spotting from the command unit, which I think he's in this stack right now, but he's not in a position to actually spot anything. It really isn't that great for spotting. So I'll just use these guys as direct fire smoke placements, and they can drop some smoke in here later on. And moving along here, so first shot is going to be our Panzer 4D 301, which I believe is these guys down here. Yes, 301 is this guy down here, firing H-35-107 down here. They're going to have a to hit. First we're going to do command checks, see if they've got a move command or just fire commands. And they're actually going to have no command, surprisingly enough. So then checking spotting on this, they're remaining in place, not firing. So it winds up being a 25% chance of a hit with everything factored in. And our roll on this is going to be 61, so that's a miss. Alright, so he's fired and missed. I think we're going to fire the second one. Yep, 302 is going to take the same shot. 25% chance of it. And there we go. We got a 6. So that hit him. Now hopefully we can penetrate him, and we'll check for location first. Rolls a 6. That's a hull front. So we're hitting it on the hull front. And that's an 8-8. So we're going to do a variable penetration roll. Hopefully this goes in our favor. Rolls a 7 and rolls a 5. So we're in good shape. That's actually going to be still an 8-8. So it does damage him. We're going to see what the damage is. We roll an 8, and that's a knockout. All right, that's good. So we knock him out. And that's one threat taken away from us from the southern side of the board. Now we can try to go after the town there. Town's going to be a little bit tricky because we've got both these guys. It's hard to see in here, but the S-35 is actually facing southeast. It's facing in this direction. And the H-35 is facing to the north, actually west, or northeast, no, excuse me, northeast direction like this. So they've got some good, coverage for each other, in here. So it's going to be a little bit tough to get them, but I'm going to try to flank with these guys. That's why they have the move over here. They're going to try to move over this direction here, kind of over into here to get behind them. And of course this guy's going here as well. And then I was hopeful to have one in the front here, but he got knocked out. And then these guys will try to, cover as well to shoot into there. But right now they're going to be moving to try to try to wait for the smoke to dissipate a little bit. So that's going to be kind of the strategy. So that's why you don't see a lot of firing from these units up here at the moment. What I am going to do is have some infantry units try to do some suppressive fire on on the tanks and see if we can't, pin them down or keep them buttoned up a little bit within there. So, anyways, moving on with our firing. Next one actually is our Panzer 4D, the command unit, which is up here. He's actually going to fire smoke at S2, which I believe is TS432, which I believe is right here. Yeah, this hex right here. So he fires, and I believe he missed on that. I don't know why I don't have any fire marker on there, but I believe he missed. So now we'll have our rifle unit. That's this guy up here I was talking about before, right here. He's going to fire at that S-35 in the town. And he's going to need 100 to be effective and 67 and 99 to be effective, or to be suppressive. So he rolls a 53. That's going to be a miss. So he missed on there. And then 201, which is this guy behind him, he's also going to take a shot. But oh yeah, that's right. When I worked the numbers out, he wasn't going to have any chance of an effective hit, so we just canceled out his fire. So now I'm looking at the mortars to see where I'm going to place smoke. So the mortar HT01 is going to fire at S3, which is down here, and he rolls a 9, and that's a miss or a fail. And then H2 is going to do the same thing. He rolls a 4. That's success. So we get a smoke in there. And there we go. Okay. So that's it for the German fire. We got one success here. Knocked out that H-35 down to the south. But we still have these S-35 and H-35 in the town. And we discovered a new H-35 in the woods back here. So let's see what the French can do. So moving along here, S-35-201 does a command check. That's the guy in the town right in here. And he rolls a 78. He's going to get a fire command, looks for a target check, and he's going to be, I think that's going to be the nearest, most dangerous, which I believe is going to be, it's going to work out to be this guy up here. Let me show you here. Yeah, 201 he's firing at. He's the closest right there, most dangerous. 14% chance to hit. Come on, let's miss. Oh, he rolls a 9. So that is a hit. He's going to hit in the location. Rolls an 8. It's going to be hull. So it's going to be 11 against 6. So that's pretty much going to be a hit. There's going to be no variable penetration because it's not going to affect it. Let's see the damage. He rolls a knockout. Darn it. Another Panzer IV knocked out. Okay, so he's going to get a knockout, and I lose one on there. That's not good. I can't be trading tank for tank with him. So continuing on here, H-35-106, which is, I believe it's this guy. Oh no, it's the other guy in the town. That's right. Sorry. H-35-106 does a command check. Does a 35, and he's going to get a fire. Target is, now I've got a couple of them here. Could be the Panzer IV D303, which is here. It could be the Panzer II, which is in here as well. It's all basically fire at this hex, because if you notice here, if I hover in on it, I've got Panzer IV, Panzer II, and SPW 251-10 in there as well. So let's see who he's going to fire at. 5, it's going to be the SPW 251-10. Because just to make note on it, his turret, the H-35's turret, is facing south, southwest. The S-35 was actually, his turret was facing up here. to the northwest, the other turn. So he's going to be firing down there. All right, let's see what he's going to do. So he's firing at that that half track. There we go. He's got a 9% chance to hit because we're all in smoke, with a lot of smoke going on there. He rolls a 9. 9% chance of hit. He rolls a 9. That is a hit. Let's see a location. Rolls a 1, which is going to be the front. There's no turret on him, but it's going to be the front hit on him. So let's see what it looks like here. It's a turret front. There is 6-2 in terms of the firing. So there's no variable penetration roll. It's not going to, with a maximum of change of 2, that's not going to do anything. Rolls a 9, which is a knockout for the H-35. So they just knocked out a half track of mine. That's not good. I'm losing units here. That's really not good. And if I look here, what it look like right now, this looks like the casualty count. I've lost 1, 2, 3 Panzer IVs, 1 Panzer II, forward observer, and now a half track to his S-35 and 3 H-35s and a couple of anti-tank guns. So kind of even in terms of losses, but I can't afford that. I got to keep moving and get guys off the board, and I can't do it if they're knocked out. So anyways, we'll keep moving here. Okay, so moving along here. Okay, so now we got H-35 105, which I believe is this unit down here. Yes, it is. So he's going to do a command roll, and he's actually going to do an overwatch because he's too far away to shoot at anybody over here. So he's going to turn into an overwatch command. And with that, everybody else can't see anybody, so we move on to the French move phase because they move first. So the truck, T-05, which is this one, I believe. Yeah, this one down here. I'm going to do a quick command check because he's out of range of everything. So he's going to get a move. 206 is going to get a move, most likely. Yep, he gets moves. So they're going to be trying to get the heck out of there. And then we're going to check these other guys because they don't have anybody to shoot at directly here. That's going to skew their rolls for moving based upon some rules I've put together. So checking the S-35 202, which is over in here, or over, where is he? Over in the woods. He's going to get a move command. And then the CA-47 with him, he's also going to get a move command. And then the S-35 203, he also gets a move command. So everybody's moving. Also, the truck is going to move. He has the same command as the AT gun. So they're all moving. Okay, so first off, these trucks are going to move. And I think I started out that way, and I didn't want to go that way, so I moved them, and they should be going down the path. That's going to be the easiest. They actually rolled, they got the easy, the most quickest way off, and that was just moving down the path. So they moved down the path like that. And then the other truck was damaged here. He turns, and because he's damaged, he's only going to be able to move 2 hexes. But I moved him too far, and then I realized, and then brought him back. There we go. So he goes to there. And then we have a bog check for the S-35 202 down here. Rolls a 73. He passes, so he moves that 1, 2, 3. Okay, French tanks only have 3 on the cross-country movement, so have to remember that. So then the AT gun, they push the AT gun into the open. I know some of you may say, oh, why are they pushing it up and leave them in the woods? Well, they don't have anybody to fire at, so unless they got a no command, they're going to be moving. And now we're going to move the truck up. The truck comes into his hex there. And just reposition them. And then we have the S-35, the other S-35 move up. So they're positioned there. And I believe that's all for the French move. Yep, that's all for the French move. So on to the German move. First one's going to be this Panzer IV up here. You notice I got to move him already. And he moves down here, and he's going to pivot around and also pivot his turret to get a flank shot on these guys in the town. And then, let's see, we've got the R01. That's this guy up here in the woods. He's taking a bog check, so we can move up there, and he was successful. And now we've got some more movement over here. Now this one, I'm going to prefix. I thought I could do this, but then further review later on, this was not correct. So he actually got moved back. He should not have moved all the way up there because it would have taken him more movement points to get by the units. You can drive through other units, but unfortunately that would have cost too much to do that. So eventually it will take that back. So just a note on that. Some others moving up. And again, these guys can't do it. So they just moved up to there. And then I've got some other movement with some other Panzer IICs. And then I got some infantry moving, and the Panzer Company starts to move and deploy some units here as well. So we've got a little bit of movement going on here. I won't get into all the details here, but they're generally moving up with bog checks and everything, trying to get to the road like that. So there's a couple of half tracks moving up. And now we get into the adjust phase, where we finish off the turn. So first off, there's no pivoting, so we go into the turret adjustment. You notice this turret came on here. And we get him set up, check other turrets, and then we've got some full cover removal and suppression removal. Sorry, I went through that a little bit quick, but that's kind of just a little bit of house cleaning, clean up, so suppression and full cover markers removed. And ultimately, it brings us to the end of turn 10. And this is where we're at. The one thing I will say, and I'll move this right here now, you can see this, you'll see in the next video that comes up, this is actually moved back over here because that was an illegal move, so I moved him back over in there. So this is where it really looks like for the end of turn 10, beginning of turn 11. After that, pretty tough turn. We made some progress, knocked out an H-35 down here, but we lost a Panzer IV-D, which is unfortunate because they're the ones that can knock out these S-35s and the H-35s, as well as we lost a half track over in here, which gives more victory points to the French rather than us. So that's not good. We got to start knocking things out. But I think next turn we'll try to go after these guys a little bit more. Now we're in a pretty good position for that. The smoke is cleared. Hopefully we can get the first activation and knock him out. Maybe go after this truck for some cheap points. And then I got to worry about these guys down here. These guys to the south right here. They're moving up and providing them some more flank fire on us as we try to move closer into the town. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. Plus, we still have some undiscovered units over here that could potentially be H-35s or CA-47s as well, which is not good. So we got a bit of a ways to go. Again, we're at the end of turn 10, going on to turn 11. Hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm enjoying playing this. This is really challenging for me to make this work. I do like it so far in terms of how the scenario is converted to solo. It's a very tough scenario. from what I've seen with other playthroughs that I've done. Recording this, I'm going a bit slower. Usually I do more turns without recording, but with recording I'm a little bit slower. So anyways, I'll be posting some more up hopefully here in the next few days, and hopefully you enjoy this, and we'll talk with you soon. Thanks a lot.